Robbie Breaux here. I'm here to give you the April 2021 Lafayette Parish real estate market update. But before I jump in, the first thing I wanted to be able to do, and also one other thing too, got a little tip for you at the end of this video. For those that are afraid to jump in on the feeding frenzy that's going on, stay tuned toward the end. We'll give you a little tip right there. So first thing before we jump into statistics, one thing I want everybody to realize is that we are jumping in and we're comparing numbers to April of 2020. So if we think back, it feels like forever ago, but this is the first full month of flattening the curve. 2 weeks we're here, now we're in full flow, full-fledged chill, not really sure what's going on with the virus. I know we were scared of dealing with boxes of groceries and getting all of our groceries shipped. If you stood within 20 feet of me and didn't have a hazmat suit, I wasn't really too sure how to be able to handle you. Heaven help you if you had a fever or if you had a cough or sneezed in any direction. Lord knows we all wanted to stay far away. So what did the community do? They pushed pause. We saw people pull back on wanting to sell. We saw pull back on making a decision to purchase. But April 2021, totally different story. So we've had an increase in sales April over April, 30.9% and 22.3% year-to-date increase in sales in Lafayette Parish. Now the dollar volume exploded. We had a 109% increase in total dollar volume. Year-to-date, we're up 48.7%, and that's actually a record for all Aprils and every other month that's ever occurred in the history of Lafayette Parish. It's absolutely crazy right now. So one of the things that we're kind of always prided ourselves is making sure when we are giving statistics, we like to be able to look forward. So where's the market heading? We want to look for the leading indicators that tell us where the market's going, not where it's been. So the first one that we take a look at is new homes that are coming on the market. Think of it like signs in the front yard. So that number was up 12%. We had an increase of 12% in the total number of homes that were coming up on the market. Homes coming off the market, think of it like contracts, that was up 82%. So it's a feeding frenzy right now. So one of the things that's really driving that is interest rates. We're seeing interest rates that are driving in the low threes, high twos, and in some cases, depending on where you end up popping up. So we end up being in the high twos. So we've got an inventory that's not being able to keep up with the demand that's coming on. So we have an increase in supply and a drastic increase in demand, which is gobbling up the supply faster than it can keep up with, which is leading to feeding frenzies and buyers with multiple offers and all the fun stuff like that. So as a matter of fact, the supply is actually down 61.5% compared to where we were this time last year. So there's 61% fewer homes available on the market. So the biggest fear that I end up running into talking to other sellers is the pullback. Should I put my house on the market? I'm afraid that there's nothing to buy. So the tip that we're running into, and we've been able to negotiate for quite a few of our sellers, has been putting in a 90-day close date. Or you can if you need to have your funds available, we can do an early close date with the lease back going over to the buyer, set it 90, 60, 90, 120 days. This does a couple things. One, it gives us the ability to find that other home that happens to be out there, or you've got the ability, we've got one guy that's finding one. He's going to have a small place to stay for an interim and then jump into the new one going on forward. So it's a win-win for everybody. Second, one thing that's popping up, as crazy as the demand is right now, we're still seeing homes that are sitting on the market. And what's happening here? We've got homes that folks are putting on the market and skipping steps. They're like, look, there's nothing to be able to sell. I know this thing needs a new roof. It needs to be painted. We got all kind of things that are going on. We're just going to go ahead and put it up and see what's happening. We've actually picked up 2 homes that have been on the market for the last 7 months, sat on there, no offers, decent traffic on showings, but nothing ended up popping up. Made some adjustments with color. We've had paint, cabinets, roof, some fun things to be able to go and make that house pop out online, as well as on pictures and video and all that fun stuff, and being able to get them back on the market. So you cannot skip steps when you are looking to put your house on the market. So that's the second. So one of the other things that's popping up, I want to make sure everybody knows, even though our average sales price is jumping up, it's still a really good time to buy. And I know that sounds kind of counterproductive. Prices are going up. Why would I want to buy? Well, interest rates are down. We're able to keep that. That payment down when we're running on the market on an upswing. Typically, when homes are on the upswing, it still keeps going up. And this is not necessarily a bubble. The bubble that happened in the mid 2000s, where people were artificially inflating the documents that they were running in on their loans. They shouldn't have been approved. I got my first house without verifying my income and my assets. I'd only been selling houses for a year. They had no idea, other than the fact that I put a little bit of money down to be able to go and run in to be able to buy that house. I had no business being able to do that or buy the amount of house that I was able to do. It just doesn't make any sense. This is totally different. Matter of fact, there's more red tape running in right now due to COVID and any type of job spacing between jobs. If you lost your job due to COVID, ended up getting it picked up later on down the line, there's a little bit more red tape to be able to run in through the loan. These loans are super solid, and there's no chance at the moment, at least for the next several months, 24 to 38, 36 months, of it slowing down anytime soon. We've got a ton of demand going on. That supply happens to be dipping. You're able to ride up and get a little bit of equity. The folks that are running a $300,000 asset, you're able to sell, get great money, be able to buy, and have a bigger asset while you're out on the way moving up forward. Of course, having bigger assets makes you a little bit more financially stable, looks better on the balance sheet whenever you're going in running your loans. So, of course, running the sales side, we've got multiple offers that are running in, feeding frenzy that's popping in when you're jumping up in sales price. Sales competition, not quite as crazy as it is on the low price. Low price, we're getting more multiple offers when you're jumping in, not quite as competitive when we're running through. So that's jumping in for the market update right now. If you guys are interested in exploring what your equity position is, or what some of the steps to take so you don't make some of the mistakes that have been made before on some of the clients that had failed listings that popped up, we'd love to hear from you. 337-658-5690. Thanks so much. Look forward to talk to you.